purpose that God needed to fulfill in either of your lives. God sent that person for you, and they became your spouse, and you went together into holy matrimony. And then the moment you disband all of that, all hell breaks loose. Things fall apart because you are no longer in the covering of the person that you were supposed to be with. You have left the blessing. Lot understood this, that I have to follow the blessing. You left the blessing. When you leave the blessing, all hell breaks loose. We saw with Lot. The first decision that he took for himself after he left the covering, it led him to Sodom and Gomorrah. The first decision that he made for himself. The choice he made. Remember when he chose, he said, that way, this is where I'm going. That was the first decision that he made for himself outside of the covering. And that became the decision that even led him to losing his own family. Because the Bible tells us about what happened to his wife. Some people are placed in your life for your destiny. Some people are placed in your life for a prophetic connection. A divine connection that can only be orchestrated ngamazulu. And those people are placed there in your life. And what do? You discard them. You discard them. You cut them off. They become disposable. You throw them out because they don't vibe with you. Because your energy does not, the energy that does not match. Did you consult God? Did you apply wisdom? Did you apply discernment? Or your energy became the deciding factor? The vibe became the deciding factor for you. Let me tell you something about people that are used by God, so that maybe when you meet up with those kind of people, maybe you'll be able to identify them. Most of the time, people that are used by God are very misunderstood by people. Most of the time, they become loners because people do not understand them. I'm speaking about something that I know. Something that I did not understand at some point, because I used to think that, what is wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Because you always feel like an outcast. I didn't understand that. You know, I had friends. Still have a few, even now. I had friends, but there was this thing that whenever there has to be some together kind of thing to, you know, like get together, or things like that, I would feel out of place. Have you ever felt like an outcast, and yet you are in a room full of people, and yet everything that is happening here you cannot relate to? I remember I had friends in one of the organizations that I worked at. I had, it's colleagues, you know, when you work with people together all of the time, you end up, by default, it becomes some sort of a friendship. And I remember my colleagues on a Friday, we are leaving the office, everybody gets into their car and we're leaving, and they'll be like, but what are you going to be doing this weekend, man? Let's all meet. And I'll be like, oh, we meet, where are we going? They say, let's go to a club. I'm I'm sure many of you are laughing when you look at me and you're like, you can't place me somewhere at a club. Well, we were younger then, young and jolly and I can imagine maybe we would have a vibe when we get to a club. I don't know. So they would be like, come man, let's meet this weekend, let's go to a club. And I'll be like, okay, fine. What are you going to do at the club, you guys? And they were very explicit to me. When you work together, there's a sense of trust. Others, they were like, we're actually going there. One would say, we're in Cape Town, actually. One would say, I need to meet a guy, a white guy. They were very specific about what they wanted there. Want to meet a white guy from Germany. The other one, I want to meet a guy from USA. and so on and so forth. But funny enough, I can tell you now, those two specific ones, the one lives in UK, right? In the USA right now. She found that guy she was looking for. But I don't know if she found her at the club, but she was specific about the guy she wanted. She now stays in the US. She got married with a guy who came from there, and now they live there. The other one lives in Germany right now. She's married. Well, maybe let me not say where she was from, because maybe there are people who know us here. And she's married to her German white guy that she said she wanted. They live in Germany now. For me, it was never, I don't know, I had traveled a lot to different countries, for work reasons, but I never had that thing of, oh, I want to go and live overseas. I never, even today. I was happy to go there, but I knew that after a week or two, I'm going back home to South Africa. For me, that has always been that. I had a lot of exposure to those countries, and I think if I had put my mind and effort to getting to stay there, I would have been there by now, because it was so within my reach to do that. But it's not something that I wanted to do. I always wanted to come. I don't know, maybe I'm proudly South African. Always wanted to come back. So even if I go there, I'm excited. I'm going there for 3 weeks, but I know that, after that, I get on the flight, I'm home bound, going back to South Africa. So my friends used to say to me, let's go to the club. Bet, let's go to the club. Man, you are so, what is the term that they use? You're so stuck up. Okay, guys, tell me, when we go to the clubs, and then what happens? Oh, they would laugh at me. No, you don't say that. You just get in there and you start vibing. I could not relate to it. I'll be like, what do I do when I enter there? I enter there, I say, hi, everybody, I Mulwen, and then what? And, and that was the end of me and clubs, because they were like, you know what, you are wasting our time. And they would go to the clubs. I've deviated a little bit, but what I was trying to tell you about sometimes when you discard people that God has sent to your life, it's because of reasons that maybe are not sensible. I'm saying that with due respect. Because you'll be like, and the vibe in most of the time, people that are used by God are not gonna carry the vibe that you're looking for. Because most of the time, they are misunderstood. And most of the time, they are, how can I put it? That is why you find that they are mostly not in crowded spaces. They are awkward, yes. Yes. People find them awkward. People sort of do not relate. We can relate, but not really. There's always something that you're gonna feel. Trust me, a person who is used, or a person that God has appointed, will have that kind of vibe. So I'm saying to you, when a person of a vibe, do not be swayed because of a vibe and think that no, I don't want this person. Hence, I was saying, do not carelessly discard people out of your life, because you do not know who is there to serve you to the next level that you are supposed to go. And most of the time,